The conventional wisdom is wrong when it comes to 401k contributions. Hi, this is financial planner Sean Mullaney. Let's discuss. So all over the internet, they're saying Roth 401k, Roth 401k, Roth 401k. If you're at work, you better not contribute to those traditional deductible 401ks during your working years. And I'm here to say I've got 8 reasons why I believe the conventional wisdom is wrong. The first one is this. Traditional retirement account distributions in retirement tend to be lightly taxed. When we're taking money out of retirement accounts in retirement, often it's going to be taxed against that 10% bracket, the 12% bracket, maybe if we're very affluent, the 22% bracket. Well, okay, that's not so bad, is it? And oh, by the way, we probably deducted into that 401k at maybe 22%, 24%, 32%, 35%. So we're winning for most of these retirement account distributions. Why are we afraid of taking a 10% tax distribution? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Here's the second thing. A lot of times they say, well, don't contribute to a traditional 401k because the tax hikes are coming. No, they're not. Here's the thing. Recent history proves out that Congress loves to cut taxes on retirees. They don't like to increase taxes on retirees. If we look at December 2017 through December 2022, I've got this on a blog post I'm going to link to. I did a video on this subject. Washington is obsessed with tax cuts for retirees. And here's the other thing. Yes, the federal government's got big debts and deficits, but that does not mean retirees will pay more taxes. There's all sorts of targets they can go for paying more taxes. College endowments, private foundations, high net worth investors, hedge funds managers. They can even cut spending, which I think our politics is now shifting towards a mode where we're going to start cutting federal spending, incredibly enough. I think that's where we're going. But it could be any combination of those things before retirees face a tax hike. Here's the third reason. Conventional wisdom misses the sufficiency problem, right? People are worried about taxes and retirement. Well, how much money do most American retirees have? There's a 2022 study that's claimed the median American in the United States, the median adult, has $108,000 of wealth. If they got $108,000 of wealth, even if it's all in a 401k, guess what? Your taxes in retirement just aren't going to be that high no matter what you do. So I think, what the real problem here is sufficiency. It's not taxes in retirement. Most Americans would be thrilled, would be lucky to have an overblown tax problem in retirement instead of a sufficiency problem in retirement. The fourth reason is this. You miss out on what I refer to as the Hidden Roth IRA when you only contribute to Roth accounts. Here's the thing. There are going to be plenty of Americans who can get to before the age of 70, not take Social Security, and live off of traditional retirement account distributions that can be essentially negated from a tax perspective by the high standard deduction. That's a hidden Roth IRA. We take money from a retirement account, happens to be a traditional, and then we pay no tax on it because it's offset by the standard deduction. If everything's in a Roth going into retirement, guess what? You miss out on the phenomenon of the hidden Roth IRA. We got to have some money in those traditional retirement accounts to get the big benefit that the tax code offers, the hidden Roth IRA. How about this? Roth conversions in retirement. If we're telling 22, 25-year-olds everything's got to be in Roth, well, how are they going to do Roth conversions in early retirement? Many Americans are going to retire before they can take Social Security or want to take Social Security. That's going to open up a lot of runway for some Americans to do Roth conversions at very low tax rates, maybe against a standard deduction, against a 10% bracket, 12% bracket. Great. Well, there's no Roth conversion if there's no traditional retirement account balance, right? You got to have some traditional retirement account balances to do Roth conversions. And people who just say Roth, 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 Roth during our working years are missing out on this real nice lull in terms of taxable income in an early retirement or even potentially a conventional retirement. How about this? The widow's tax trap and IRMAA, that's one thing they trot out all the time. Oh, you got to be worried about the widow's tax trap. Everything's great until the first spouse dies. What about IRMAA? You got to worry about that. All right, here's the thing. They're both overblown. The widow's tax trap is real, right? Basically, when you become a widow, your proportionate tax rate is going to go up in most cases. Absolutely. But it doesn't shoot through the roof, right? I did one example. I got an affluent 75-year-old couple, very affluent, in fact. Their effective rate with IRMAA was 15.44%. Have one of them die, okay, it goes up to almost 20%. Real, yes. Something to worry about? Not particularly. And this was for an incredibly affluent couple, one who is not really a very good example for most Americans. All right, what about IRMAA? That's one they love to trot out. Well, everything's fine until you have IRMAA, and then your finances go to heck. Here's the thing. IRMAA is just a surcharge. It's just an increased Medicare premium when we show high income in retirement. That's basically what it is. Now, if we're working, we're going to have that too if we're on Medicare. All right, here's the thing. It's like a nuisance tax. I did one example, a 90-year-old, well within the widow's tax trap, $3 million traditional IRA, and the IRMAA was about $5,500, a 1.8% nuisance tax on a very affluent widow, right? Many Americans will never sneeze anywhere near IRMAA. It's one of those things they sort of tried out. Well, you got to fear these traditional retirement accounts because of IRMAA. Well, don't ask what the numbers on IRMAA are. They tend to be a nuisance, not something that really needs to be that considered in terms of planning. All right. What about premium tax credits? Here's the thing. A lot of Americans are going to retire before the age of 65. And a lot of those Americans are going to find themselves on an Affordable Care Act medical plan. Okay, that's fine, right? You're going to have medical insurance. It's going to be through the Affordable Care Act. Well, if all you own is a paid-off home, $100,000 in a savings account, and $2 to $3 million in a Roth account, and that's it, how do you create income, right? You get a little interest income on the savings account. That's fine. But you're in a position where it's going to be very difficult to show any taxable income without going back to work. Well, if you don't show any taxable income, you don't qualify for ACA Premium Tax Credit. That's a really bad outcome. If you'd had at least some traditional retirement accounts, you could have turned on some taxable income. No problem. All you do is just a little Roth conversion, and in many cases, it would have been fully offset for federal income tax purposes by the standard deduction. You would have had a tax-free Roth conversion, and it would have created just enough taxable income for you to qualify for one of these premium tax credits. Why structure your affairs so everything's in a Roth, so it's going to be very difficult if you retire before the age of 65 to qualify for a premium tax credit? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then lastly, here's the thing. Retirement is not the only priority. It's an important priority, and it's important to use tax advantage accounts. But here's the thing. You have other priorities during your working years than just saving for retirement. Why not have one of the spouses deduct fully into a traditional 401k? That can mean more money comes home, which could fund taxable investments at home. It could fund a Roth IRA at home. It could fund maybe a mother going part-time or taking some time off from work so that they could spend time with an infant child, right? There are other priorities during our life. And if we're just putting everything into the Roth 401k, we just pay income tax on our entire salary, we may be in a place where we're unnecessarily sacrificing during our working years. So look, I'm not here to say the Roth is never the right idea. I think in some cases, Roth IRAs, backdoor Roth IRAs, mega backdoor Roths can be great. But when we have a tax deduction available to us at work, why are we passing that up in terms of a traditional 401k contribution just because the conventional wisdom is telling us to fear taxes in retirement? I'm not afraid of that ghost. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please mash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.